Alright, we rolling.
Rolling. Peace, world, and God bless. Welcome to the Upgrade America podcast. I'm Cameron Ra, the son of the shining sun. I am the one. I'm here with my bro, CJ, the finish it.
Basically, yeah, we here. It's been a minute.
A little hiatus, but ain't nothing. So, today we're talking about aliens, Epstein, and nuclear subs.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the group, buddy?
Well, the aliens, interesting. You know, we always refer back to Independence Day. We feel like if aliens invade, the world will come together, put all our petty differences aside, assumingly,
without,
and handle the threat that threatens everybody.
So I want to inject because I had the privilege of watching Ice Cube's latest flick. Shout out to Ice Cube. He did a little promo for
that's right. I forgot about
back
that.
in the day. But he dropped a movie called "It's War of the Worlds."
Okay.
And what was unique about this film, it was addressing the alien threat, but it was exclusively done through the screens. I think we could probably circle back to this on Upgrade America Light.
Okay.
But I just felt compelled to share that. But as a veteran, Air Force veteran, what are your thoughts on as far as what this thing could be?
They're saying basically, let me read the facts.
Okay.
And before we proceed, upgraders, disclaimer, everything we talk about, we will include facts in what we talk about, but we'll also put a disclaimer that we'll be doing thought exercises and do your own due diligence with research and stuff like that. And we're just freely expressing. So we're just throwing that out there. We got to start adding that because we're trying to get back on YouTube.
For entertainment purposes only, but again, for all the lawmakers and intelligence agencies, by all means, feel free to use our analysis.
Which we know y'all have been for the last 6 years.
You're welcome.
But anyway, this was first detected. It's 3I Atlas, an interstellar object. First detected July 1st, 2025. It's, I think, 7 miles wide. First of its kind at this scale. Natural comet, not alien tech. Allegedly, air quotes. No threat will pass 1 point AU from Earth. And they were saying, let me pull up real quick. I was doing a little more in-depth.
What is that, astronomical units for AU?
I think so. Let me back up some more. I have some more details real quick.
Now, you mentioned there was a comet, and the thing is, I believe there's a professor from Harvard who's saying this thing has the potential to be a hostile alien threat. And the reason for that is basing it off of, one, the speed.
Okay.
Like, this thing is being clocked at 150,000 miles per hour.
Okay.
But when you take into consideration other astronomical bodies like Halley's Comet, that thing maxed out about 45,000 miles per hour. So the speed, for one, is abnormal. The trajectory is also perceived to be abnormal and potentially hostile. There's actually a term for this. I'm going to look it up.
Okay.
But it's the way they said it's like the thing is coming in a manner that it could pass by planets and deploy other devices or vehicles. So it's coming with that type of trajectory, if that makes sense.
And it says closest approach to the sun is going to be around October 29th, 2025. So it's supposedly by NASA, no threat.
Well, I want to get that second opinion.
Okay.
Because I like the doom and gloom and the potential of, warring with alien life. There's somewhat thrown. So let me just get this a little more insight on what I was trying to describe about the potential hostilities. So the idea that 3I Atlas, an interstellar object discovered on July 1st, 2025, may be hostile stems from a controversial, non-peer-reviewed, mind you, paper by Harvard astronomer A.V. Loeb and collaborators Adam Hibbert and also Adam Crow. Let's get to it. So the hypothesis is that 3I Atlas could be an alien technology potentially supporting... Okay, The theory is called the dark forest hypothesis.
Okay.
Which suggests extraterrestrial civilizations remain silent to avoid detection by hostile entities, implying 3-Eye Atlas could be a stealthy, well, not so stealthy if our primitive tech picked it up, but they're saying it could be a stealthy probe for malign civilizations. The site is unusual traits, as I mentioned, the high speed of, they're clocking this thing from 130,000 miles to 140,000 miles, and the trajectory being close to Venus and Mars and Jupiter as well, with a low probability. So they're saying, and there's a lack of typical commentary in the gases in the early spectra, suggesting it might not be a natural comet. So, like, you always see the tail of the comet.
Yeah.
Like, they're saying this thing lacks it.
Okay.
So they're saying, Loeb also notes its perihelion on October 29th, 2025 will occur behind the sun from Earth's view, potentially allowing covert maneuvers like a solar overturn maneuver to break and stay in the solar system or deploy surveillance devices. That's what I was referring to before. So again, we haven't heard anything official from NASA, Space Force, but would they? They say, hey, we're about to get invaded by a hostile alien force. Like,
they're investigating.
Don't kill each other and rape each other because the world's about to end. I doubt you'd get that.
We know how it is. They're already investigating. You already know they're on top of all of that. They're not just going to let that slide, and they're not paying attention.
But transparency, would that be a thing?
No, not until they know if it's a threat or not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, no. And this leads to another thing real quick. It's supposed to be this documentary coming out, The Age of Disclosure, with government officials like Marco Rubio speaking on, we already have been in touch with extraterrestrials and been using their technology, et cetera, et cetera. Now, it's supposed to drop in March 9th. It premiered at South by Southwest, but for whatever reason, it's already done. So it got shown there.
People got to see it, the whole film?
I think so, but at the same time, it hasn't dropped yet. It's supposed to drop on streaming services.
Interesting.
So it's already August. It was supposed to drop in March.
I would honestly like to see that.
I would too. It's really good. Y'all check it out on YouTube. Just look up Age of Disclosure documentary. Really good stuff. Like, you have government officials, people that worked. Like, yo, they told as much as they can. Obviously, you can't tell everything, but they told as much as they can.
So JD Vance recently mentioned, and this was like, this broke maybe an hour or so ago. Okay. But he's saying that he's very interested in this UFO tech. And if you give me a moment, I'll see if I can play the little sound bite. Okay. It's like 30 seconds. Okay. But like, I concur, because it's like, there's nothing more important to national security than some alien force or what have you, something that is not from Earth with technology that surpasses us. That's the biggest threat.
Well, according to that documentary, we got some of their tech already.
Having some of their tech, let's put it in perspective. Okay. Right? So Cortez came and just fucked up the Aztecs, right? Gotcha. Because they had superior armor, they had superior weaponry and everything. What you're saying is like, okay, one Aztec has a musket against a whole army of folks who got armor and muskets. So let me just type in JD Vance and now I'm in UFO.
But I would argue that we don't know what we have either, because they're not going to tell us what we have.
I'm going to push back and say that we have yet to traverse our solar system, let alone outside of the galaxy. So any freaking life form or inorganic consciousness beings that can do that, they gotta have some stuff that surpasses ours. Let me play this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I got it.
The whole UFO. The other thing is, there are stories that I am particularly focused on, in part just because you talk with your buddies about it. Like, I'm obsessed with the whole UFO thing. What's actually going on? What were those videos all about? What's actually happening? I haven't got to the bottom of it yet, but we're only 6 months in. We've been very busy. That's actually the August recess is in part me going to try to dive to the bottom of the whole UFO thing last year. So
I mean, you gotta have us back.
Okay, I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
But there's no terrestrial threat that could supersede that. Like, when you're talking about, okay, they're saying human beings on our scale. With our, the nuclear arsenals, we can blow up the world several hundred times. But when I perceive these beings, they would probably have the capability to do that even more. And I think there's no greater threat to national security than these than freaking aliens. If they have, even if there's a 1% chance they may exist. And I don't want to spoil the whole freaking world of worlds, but like, they did not. The movie was good, but it didn't represent how I believe in alien invasion would. I think they would kill our comms, all of our communication. Yeah. And then just,
we got examples
minimal
of
contact.
it. You gotta remember, we got plenty of alien movies, examples of what their strategy would be. So, I mean, you want to pick one, you got Independence Day, perfect example. I think that's the easiest example.
It's been a while since I saw that. But Independence Day, you gotta think, it wasn't pre-internet.
It was 96.
So it was like, internet was rudimentary.
Yeah. But still, the concepts are still there.
But imagine Independence Day with social media, and then it's like, and internet and those type of communications. It would be, humans would have a greater advantage.
I would say this is my overall take on it. Monitor, but I'm not worried about it, to be honest. Me personally, I'm not worried about it.
I wouldn't quite say worried. Again, it is the most exciting historical, if that were to occur, it would be the most exciting historical event of our planet, you know?
Fair.
So there is some excitement to it, but at the same time, and we can use this to transition, nuclear war, terrestrial nuclear war would pale in comparison to, there's a chance that you could de-escalate the threat of nuclear war. The chance of, hey, let's just talk and diplomatically resolve our differences with some extraterrestrials. Probably less than likely.
No, that's the first thing we need to do. Because like you said, they got more advanced tech than we do. As far as we know, what our government is not telling us.
If they got their mind made up that, hey, we're coming here either to take your gold, to take your water, and gold not just for value, gold, the old Anunnaki tale suggests that these beings came from another world, engineered humans to dig for gold, because gold has properties like lead that shield from radioactivity and can actually repair ozone.
Okay.
But whether aliens come to take, or interdimensional beings, wherever they come to take water, gold, or other resources, even melon. You know, they got their minds made up. I don't think they're up for negotiation.
Well, we don't know until we talk to them, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Trump moves nuclear submarines near Russia on August 1st, today. Usually don't date it, but just for news purposes. President Trump ordered 2 nuclear submarines repositioned to an undisclosed appropriate regions in response to a provocative public comments by Russia's Dmitry Medvedev. I don't know if I said that correct.
President Trump is like the prince of pettiness. It's like Medvedev, who's no longer a world leader, former president. He made some slick remarks about, he said, yo, don't forget about the dead man switch. I'm paraphrasing. It's something along the lines where if Russia's leadership falls, remember we talked about that Samson effect where Israel would set off nukes around the world. I think he was alluding to something similar with Russia. And he just tweeted that or something. And then what is Trump's response? Oh hell, let's flirt with World War III and park nuclear subs near Russia. What do you think?
And they say critics argue this move is more symbolic than strategic. Submarines routinely reposition, which is true. But using language around nuclear weapons carry real risk. So this is par for the course. Trump is petty. The thing I am a little, I guess, annoyed by is he should have had this Russia-Ukraine thing wrapped up already. Like, I know he's dealing with two things at the same time. He's dealing with that and then Gaza and Israel. So
let me interject real quick.
Go ahead.
And in regards to the Ukraine conflict, so my understanding is that Zelensky kind of wants to meet Putin halfway. It's the radical Nazi-like right. That is like, they're like, nah, bro. They not, shout out to Kim Iverson. She had a specialist, I don't recall his name, but he kind of broke it down. It's just this side of Ukraine, it's the right.
Gotcha.
They're Nazi-like, and they're like, nah, bro. It's like they rather just die before they give up land, or they don't meet these terms. I think Zelensky was ready to do that. He was like, nah. Not to mention there's some money laundering and all that in there, but that's another story.
Misappropriate of funds that we've been given.
What have you.
But we have covered that far right before within that sect of
we talked about
Ukraine. Yes,
Putin
we did.
talked about he accused them of being Nazis.
And so my thing with Zelensky is you get them out the paint. Because you got to look at the bigger picture.
And that's why I was thinking, but I didn't discuss with you. I would have worked with, I'll call Putin and I'm like, listen, bro, you want to take these right niggas out? Like, I'll let you know where they at. You know what I'm saying? We can work together and
that's what you do.
One hand wash the other.
Exactly.
It's like,
yo, I give you your deal, you help me with this. So I like that. That's a perfect strategy for that situation.
But you were talking about Trump had his hands full with multiple comments.
Yeah, because he got that going on. And then he got the tariff stuff going on, which we'll talk a little bit about. And then he has the Gaza and Israel thing.
So I'm just curious.
So it's like
what we just discussed. And if I know this, Trump knows this. What is his opinion on the Nazi right that is? How do you say is acquiring a massive amount of power in Ukraine?
I'm really curious too because his ancestry is German. So I don't know if his ancestors were Nazis participating in that. So that would be something we have to dig a little deeper on to see.
I'm not sure. I think they immigrated to, how you say, they immigrated to America prior to World War II.
Okay.
Trump's uncle got Nikola Tesla with his secrets and all that. So he was, I guess, president for being like the oldest professor at MIT.
Gotcha.
So I believe they were operating in America for quite some time.
So make sure you fact check that, upgraders.
Oh yeah, I shoot up.
So we're gonna talk about this NYC Midtown shooting. It was a mass shooting on the 33rd floor of 345 Park Avenue. Killed 4 victims, including an off-duty NYPD officer, which allegedly he was a really good officer, good in the community, good upstanding officer, which is rare nowadays. Suspect died by suicide. Motive still under investigation. The shooter had a history of mental health issues. There's no confirmed link between the shooting or I don't know why I put that, but I'm not gonna even read that. But they still don't know the motive. They're still trying to figure that out.
So one is conspiracy theories are going nuts because he died on the 33rd floor, and then it was actually on the floor of black stone. If you give me a moment, I'm gonna give that correlation to black rock. But it's like, for those who aren't familiar with the 30 or 33, it is a very powerful, popular number in Masonic. And Mason, among Freemasons.
Yes, and full disclosure, my grandfather is a Mason. So my grandmother, she was an Eastern Star. So I've been around that my whole life. Like, it's like all in my family. I was invited once. My grandpa was gonna invite me, and my grandma said I was too young or something.
I feel you.
So
yeah, kind of. I didn't know too much about it, and the guy invited me when I was in Italy.
Yeah, I got invited while I was in the military too. It's very common.
Thing is, like, we were security forces, so we worked shifts, but it was very common that the Freemasons gave all the Freemasons back office jobs. And it was like, so I saw that perk to it. I was doing nuclear security. I hated it. But anyways, long story short, they approached me, and it was like, one of my buddies at the time was actually doing the initiation, and it was a lot of hazing. I don't know if all the, I don't recall the type of Freemason that he was joining, but the one that they were doing a lot of hazing, a lot of homework, a lot of just, it wasn't for me at the time. I just got married. I was like, nah, this ain't
homework. I'm kind of aware of. The hazing part, I wasn't sure. I know they got rituals, but I didn't know about the hazing part.
For me, at the time, and I don't recall what it, I interpreted it as hazing.
Okay.
That was like, I would never I wouldn't do that.
Especially after going through basic training and stuff like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Why would I subject myself to that?
But getting back on the topic, BlackRock was founded in 1988 as Blackstone Financial Management, a subsidiary of Blackstone, which is now Blackstone Incorporated.
Okay.
So there's the connection between BlackRock, who owns $10 trillion in assets, and Blackstone Incorporated, who I just mentioned, and that's where this individual committed suicide on the 33rd floor. But anyways, what I find fascinating is that so BlackRock gets a lot of heat because they buy up mass single-family homes.
Oh yeah.
And then it's just like, the boomers are like, their dream is to sell their home to BlackRock, and our generation, among other generations, who want single-family homes. I'm not saying they hate on BlackRock, but they look at them as some sort of adversary, because it's less like,
the Death Star.
More or less, it's like, it's like I hear horror stories of folks that put money down on the house, and then BlackRock comes with a better deal last minute, boom.
Wow.
And they snatch a home away. Long story short, though, is the lady who got smoked, the CEO of Blackstone, she had, my understanding, and fact check, due diligence, whatever, she was in charge of their real estate acquisition. So there's stories saying, oh no, he just got off on the wrong floor, he was going to NFL. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, there's like
definitely some conspiracy
what seems
theories.
More realistic is like the damage that because let me put it to you like this, folks. Because of BlackRock, your rent's going up. Because of BlackRock, you'll probably never own a single family home. Yeah. And I'm not saying that these are reasons enough to motivate someone to smoke a CEO, but like, yeah, they are doing a lot in the market. Just throwing that out there.
And we'll see how it plays out. We know it's going to be cover-ups. They're going to divert. We won't really know the truth. At this point, we got to assume we won't know the truth unless Anonymous leaks it or...
Man, we don't know the truth about the Epstein files. So
that's what I'm saying.
There are no truths but half-truths at this point.
And on top of that, going to the Maxwell Epstein saga, she's supposed to be doing a testimony and all that, and
it was scheduled for August 11th. There's recent news that's just dropped. If you give me one more, I'll pull it up. But it's been canceled, and let me see why they canceled it. If I can bring that up. But yeah, she was scheduled to do that August. I gotta do a better job of bookmarking these. But so it was Ghislaine Maxwell, new minimum security prison in Texas, although she was quietly transferred, prohibits cameras, recordings, devices, no surveillance, footage of public visibility. She is moved, the convicted child trafficker was moved there. Yeah. That's not what I was looking for them canceling her freaky trial. Federal officers have issued a warning that anyone who comes to interfere with ICE operations will be Sorry, that was a random tweet.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it got canceled.
So I'll read some stuff real quick. Just to give you some background, they already recently moved it to a minimum security federal camp in Bryan, Texas after meeting with DOJ Deputy A.G. Todd Blanche. Speculation suggests the move relates to a potential cooperation. She's already shared information on 100 individuals tied to Epstein's network and is negotiating terms, including a possible request for immunity in exchange for congressional testimony. As of August 1st, Congress has postponed her deposition until the Supreme Court decision refusing to grant full immunity ahead of her appearance. So she's explicitly asked Congress to push for a presidential pardon, offering testifying openly and honestly about Epstein's network. Trump has acknowledged the authority, but hasn't moved forward on clemency. Political debate flares. Critics warn a pardon will fuel perceptions of corruption or a quid pro quo deal with the powerful.
Real talk. So I found that where I was looking for.
Okay, go ahead.
Congress has postponed its highly anticipated interview with Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell, which was originally scheduled for August 11th. At this time, it's been indefinitely postponed with no new date has been announced. So here's the thing, though. This is what's really fascinating, right? So Trump appointed his criminal lawyer as like a DOJ, whatever the fuck, and he's handling all the interviews and everything with Maxwell. That's insane. It's like the guy you hired to get you out of to fight these felons. Hey, now he's handling evidence and testimonials from like the most highest profile trial, I dare say, in the history of America. Consider the implications.
And I read that they redacted his name on documents and
how
stuff
did I miss
like
that? It's supposed to be bookmarked.
It's all good. It's a lot of information, but you know, we're trying to cover it in a short amount of time, and we're also trying to make these episodes a little shorter, a little more digestible.
So since we're going to YouTube, the name being redacted from it. It's like when you look at the evolution of Trump and these Epstein files, it's like, okay, campaigning, we're gonna release the Epstein files. They're coming out in about tomorrow. Oh well, it turns out they don't exist. Oh, it turns out they exist, but it's a hoax. Oh, it turns out it was a hoax created by Obama. Okay, the Democrats added my name. Oh, now it's redacted. It's very fishy.
Absolutely. I mean, American people, shout out to Americans for being on top of all of this. Like, we are doing project management to the fullest. Everybody's taking a task and be like, hey, you got your eyes on this, and this. We not letting it slide. Like we were just saying, man, corruption is horrible. And we're seeing the worst of the worst, man. I hate to say it, we're no better than some of these countries like Russia, Singapore, China. If you want to be honest at this point,
it really seems that
we're not.
Corruption, deception,
absolutely. And speaking on that real quick, President of El Salvador just got rid of presidential terms now. In modern times, he just straight up, I'm a dictator now. Like, I mean, he's a benevolent dictator right now.
I'm not feeling that. So we went back and forth one day. We're gonna lock everybody up and make them work for food. Like, what you gonna do when they go on hunger strikes? Like, I'm not a fan of brutality.
And it sucks because he's a millennial. I was excited. He was coming with bold ideas. He's trying to make El Salvador more self-sufficient. And then he does.
I can do it is become a dictator.
Yeah, like that's foul.
And
we've already seen how all this plays out. It never plays out well, but it's gonna be up to El Salvadorians to fix that.
We
we too busy with everything else. So that's really it on this episode.
And then Trump wants a $200 million ballroom attached to the White House.
Wow, like we need
into
that.
This techno, authoritarian autocracy. Is that what it is?
Something like
oligarchy with style. You know what I mean? But again, this was Doom and Gloom. Stay tuned for Upgrade America Light. Peace.
Peace.